Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a minute since I posted. The last time I posted was Valentine's Day, and it is now March 26th. But pretty much I want this video to just be a girl talk, and I want to just talk about like random girl things, or probably just random girl things. I just want to not vent, but I feel like just talk or bring awareness to like maybe emotions that girls at this moment might be facing, dealing with, thoughts, real life stuff, I just wanted to be a girl talk. I hope that whoever comes across this video can relate to the video in any way. I do want it to be a comforting video where you can watch and maybe not feel alone and feel like, it's normal to think or feel what you're feeling and thinking. It's normal to I have so many thoughts, so I'm trying to get it all out at once. But I guess mainly to not feel alone, because a lot of girls don't always have people to talk to or go to, or don't really feel comfortable going to the people in their life at the moment to talk about certain situations, whether it may be a relationship, personal things, work things, school things. So I'm hoping that with this video, it targets those girls, because I feel like at one point in my life, when I was going through things, I chose to keep them to myself. I had people that I could have went to and spoke to, but at that time in my life, I chose to, I guess, handle them internally, because I felt like at that moment the only person who knew how to I guess comfort me was me. The only person that would understand would be me. So that's my target audience for this video. It's just, look for those girls. I'm trying to find the me in those girls and let them know you're not alone. It's not gonna be a sad video, but I spoke to my sister like maybe 2 weekends ago. We went out for brunch. It was me, my sister, my boyfriend, and my daughter. Well, both my sisters. I don't know if I mentioned that. Both my sisters, my boyfriend, and my daughter. And me and her spoke privately, and I realized, like, us women, we go through things alone. Not all the time, but we go through so much, and we feel like no one's gonna understand. Guys probably do too. I wouldn't know. I'm not a guy. But I feel like girls do internalize a lot of things. So, I'm not gonna say what me and her spoke about, but it was almost similar to something I went through years ago. It was more like, that's one of the subjects I wanted to talk about, was codependency. I feel like codependency is a hard thing to break out of. You don't even have to be with the person anymore. You don't even have to be intimate with them anymore. But you somehow latched onto them. And you rely on them a lot. Whether it's emotional, physical, you've allowed yourself to rely on them to help you and I guess make you feel better, or just be there to pick up the pieces. And codependency, that journey when you're trying to remove yourself from that person in their life, is hard, because you have to now build your own day-to-day without them. You have to go back, and now who can really go back to who they were before they met somebody? We change constantly. Who knows how much we change in a year in itself, or 3 months, So when I spoke to her, I described what I was going through, or what I went through when I realized it was more codependency than like being in love or anything like that. And when I described all of that, like the thought process, the feelings, the emotional roller coaster, the emotions I went through in a day, she was like, wow, like I didn't even know that. It was more of a, I'm not alone, like holy shit, someone else felt what I felt. And it's like absolutely 100%. It's normal. I don't know, I don't think everyone goes through it, but I feel like enough people know what it's like at some point in their life to feel like they were codependent on someone. I'm pretty sure it works in friendships too. Codependency is rough, and I send love to anyone that is trying to rebuild after that, because my perspective, codependency can come from a very toxic place. I was codependent on someone that was very toxic to me completely overall my life and wasn't good for me in any way, and I knew that, and I wasn't in love with this person. There was bare minimum of love. We were no longer together when I finally like, girl, you got to snap out of it, you got to wake up. And I didn't pay it enough mind. I love that when I think back to that time, that I had the support system I had, that I had my family back, that I had my best friend and I had my friends there, because they opened my eyes to so much. Not intentionally, because we didn't talk about the situation, but it was realizing that I had lost myself in this person, and this person had been, I guess, my world for so long. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about, like losing yourself. And I'm probably gonna jump from topic to topic and subject to subject, and I apologize. But with that, like just saying that, it triggered my mind to think of, girls, don't lose yourself in a relationship. It might be hard. Don't lose yourself in just being a girlfriend or a mother and a girlfriend, depending if you have a child or not. Don't lose yourself in your relationship. Remain to be the woman that you were before him or her, before the relationship, I lost myself once, and it took me a long time to bounce back from that. It's a lot, because you don't feel like yourself anymore. You kind of feel like you're living outside of yourself. You can see what's wrong and what's happening, and you can see the unhappiness, and you can feel it, and it's terrible. You wake up every day and you don't necessarily feel excitement or just a general state of happiness or feeling content. You don't feel that anymore. It takes you a minute to realize everything you do, your thinking process, your actions are for this other person, and you start almost surviving and living for them. And that's not how life works. Your world doesn't end because you're in a relationship. You don't just stop doing things for you because you're now with this person. That doesn't work. I felt like the month of February was a rough month. That was another thing I wanted to talk about, because I did feel like I lost myself in being a mom and a girlfriend. I feel like I'm a caregiver, and I love to give and take care of people around me. And this is my boyfriend's a wonderful man. I'm thankful for him. I just got caught up in wanting to make sure that they were always okay. That I got lost in being a mom. I got lost in being a girlfriend, and I neglected myself. I neglected my personal needs and wants. Things that made me happy, simple things where I stopped doing things I would normally do. I was also going through some other things that occupied my thought process at that moment. So it was a lot. I am little by little starting to feel better and get back, I guess, to myself, or the new version of me, because when this year began, I did state that I wanted this year to be my selfish year. I am turning 30 this year, and I just wanted to give more to myself. I wanted to pour more into my cup. I wanted to do everything I had goals for. I wanted to post more content. I wanted to be certified. Well, I do want to, because these are things I'm going to accomplish. These are things I'm going to do. I do want to be, I'm going to get certified in lashing. I do want to become a content creator and a very well influenced one, you know, I want to be able to influence girls or help people, you know, in anything. Probably not making sense right now, but yeah. So when things got a little hectic for me emotionally and physically in February, I kind of neglected those things, and I put everything on the back burner. And it wasn't my downfall, but it definitely was a step back, because I entered this year like so headstrong and so determined on things that I wanted to accomplish, and I wanted so much accomplished already by March, and here we are in March, and I'm not close to where I want to be, preferably. Hold on. So I'm definitely, you know, working on it. I was supposed to film this video maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I've just been mentally and physically like drained, exhausted, tired. And today I decided, like, what's stopping me? I'm stopping myself. So I got dressed, I did my hair. By dress, I put like sweatpants on, I put like a t-shirt. Oh my god, hold on. Sorry, I was just trying to show what I was wearing, but I'm on the floor, so this is what I have on, and like my juicy tracksuit. That was chaotic as fuck. I don't even know I did that. I did start drinking like I started putting like chlorophyll drops in my water. I'm still waiting to see like I guess the benefits of it. I do drink a lot of water already. What I could say is that maybe I feel a little more hydrated than I normally do, so that's good. The one that I use, hold on, I'm gonna get it. The box is a little like messed up because I put it in my duffel bag recently to go to my boyfriend's house. Was it my boyfriend? It was. So this is the one I use. You're supposed to do 40 drops into, excuse me, yeah, so it's a 2 ml into 16 ounce water. My cup is 20 ounce. I don't fill it up all the way to the brim, obviously, but yeah. So I heard this brand is really good too, so why not? I got it off Amazon. I think I paid $21 for it, but that's because Prime, so, you know. Yeah, there was something else I did want to talk about, and I was on the go, and then I dropped my phone, and I was just like, I forgot. Yeah, I feel like I started off this video very emotional, but I did want to talk about I also want to talk about self-love. How can I put it? I connected my watch, and it's like my notifications are going to my phone instead of my watch, and so if you keep seeing me like stop and stare and read, it's because of that. I feel like I have a brain fart now, and this is terrible. With self-love, I used to like always say like I love myself so much, but I did have issues with myself internally. Like I did my weight has been an issue from young, and I haven't spoken to my family about it. My friends don't know much about it. My best friend doesn't know much about it either. My boyfriend probably knows the most because my boyfriend, but he's seen me battle with my weight. Trigger warning to anyone. Just because I know things, you know, everyone has a sensitive subject. It's nothing crazy. I have always battled with my weight. My weight has fluctuated over the years. Growing up, I always wanted that like runway model body. And I still feel like I'm the only girl that wants to be like that thin. And I guess like that body type. I never, not even remotely close, had ever like a thin body like that. I'm curvy. I have this big butt. I have hips now because I had a daughter. I have semi big boobs. So it's like, I think just seeing that and making that my beauty standard gave me a messed up mindset when it came to my body and loving my body and loving my curves and my shape and my frame. I didn't obsess over it. It wasn't one of those things. I didn't starve myself. I didn't do anything crazy. I would just cry a lot because I felt like at some point, like when I entered middle school, junior high, I did feel like I was chunky. I felt like I had my, and I probably had my kid weight, a baby weight, and I was healthy. I wasn't obese or anything. But once I entered middle school, I think it was a whole new world for me, because now here are these other girls who have, I compared myself a lot to other girls. And I still did that early on in my 20s and my adulthood. I still have moments, but I catch myself like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, I did. I want girls to know that don't ever compare yourself to someone else out there, whether it's relationship, friendship, job-wise, career-wise, where they're at in life, body-wise, face-wise, hair, nails, toes, whatever. Do not ever compare yourself to someone else. Don't ever wish to have what someone else has. We don't know what the next person is going through. We don't know what their life is like. We know nothing. You know, we see these things and we're like, well, damn, we do a lot of comparing, and in the generation that we are in, it's terrible. The beauty standards at the moment are fucked up. Excuse my language. The BBLs, the tummy tucks, the cosmetic surgeries, the doing this to your face and that. It's hard not to, as a female, not to I guess feel a way about yourself and your body. It's terrible. Everyone's beautiful in their own way, and I feel like everyone's beautiful equally. Like, I'm really thirsty, and I think it's because I had a big iced coffee, and I'm like, girl. Yeah, the beauty standards now are terrible, and raising my daughter, like having a daughter, it doesn't necessarily scare me because of who she is as a person. She's very confident. I love, like, who she is as a kid. I wish I was when I was her age. She's very outspoken. She thinks for herself. She has such a good structure as, like, she loves who she is. Like, no one can tell her anything. Even, when girls try to make her feel away in school, she'll come home, she'll tell me about it. But she's never crying, and I'll ask her, how do you feel? How did it make you feel? And she's like, I know it's just insecurities, or I know it's because they're unhappy with themselves, and it just makes me happy to know that she's strong enough and has thick enough skin to not let it bring her down and affect her, because at that age, I got bullied, and one of my sisters got bullied too, and I can think back to how it affected her, and I still get really sad about how she was affected by it. And just, as a little girl, no child should ever feel a way about their looks, and I hate that. But back to, like, the thing now, like, the whole snapback culture where you have a baby and you're like killing yourself within 3 days to have this flat stomach that is not realistic or possible for every woman. Some women, yes, some women come home and literally can have the body they had before the baby. And I think for the women that don't have that, should not make themselves feel away for not being able to bounce back. I looked like I still had a baby in my belly for at least a month or two before my stomach started going down, because I was breastfeeding. So it did help a lot with the swelling of my stomach go down and my weight loss. But mind you, I was really young when I had my daughter. But I'm also glad that what the beauty standards now wasn't that back then. Because to be mentally young, and then you're spending all this time on the internet, and you're just like, well, damn, she had a baby when I had a baby. Look at how good she looks, and here I am looking frumpy, or whatever the case may be. And that's terrible. It's sickening. No one should feel that way. I'm trying to change the background music. Bear with me. I'm doing like songs that are like mixed up, because every time I post I forget, and I either have music playing or I have a sound in there that gets copyright, and it's super freaking annoying. Yeah, so I just love that for me. But I do want music in the background besides the typical New York sounds you hear. Sorry about that. What am I doing? Oh my god, I'm a little scared to click any of these sounds, because I'm trying to find like songs I want to listen to, but like slow down or like fast, so it doesn't sound like the actual song. Ugh. I'm cold. I'm gonna have to close my window. I opened the window because I wanted to air out the apartment, and now I feel like I'm too cold. All right, so I'm gonna just keep that really low. I'll keep it really low and talk really, really loud. Yeah, so what I was also thinking, that I might make this a series on my YouTube channel, Girl Talk, and just like every week come and talk about, I guess, different subjects, or like, yeah, different topics, and hopefully that girls, you know, comment, like, or even rate me, like, you know, saying that they feel better. I feel like I'm a girl's girl, and I know a lot of girls say that, and they aren't girls. Girls can be very mean, but I love girls, and I've always wanted to help people that have gone through things. I want to be the person I needed when I was going through things, you know? So why not? I do want to talk about a lot of subjects that are not spoken highly about to me. I at one point do want to talk about, well, birth control is always spoken about. I do want to talk about abortions, pregnancies. I do want to talk about motherhood. There's just so much I want to talk about. I just want it to be like one big girl group chat, you know? And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm hoping that's what I get, or I'm able to give, you know? Like, there's a lot of girls out there that don't have many friends or friends at all. Some girls are just natural loners, or some girls have gone through stuff where they just want to be isolated from people in general, females, and just like, oh, I'm better off being alone. And hopefully I can fill in that, you know, wanting to be alone thing, you know? I want it to be a safe place, comforting. I'm sitting on the floor and it's killing me. Yeah, I'm all over the place because I'm also getting ready for my daughter's birthday, which is next week, and then her Poconos trip, which is next week also. So I'm like all over the place. It's 12. I still have time. Yeah, I do want to talk about mental health. Absolutely. I love that within the last couple of years there's been a lot of awareness to mental health, and that has a spotlight on it. Mental health should always be taken seriously. I take it seriously just because, you know, as of 2017, I suffer from anxiety. It's not as bad as it was at that time. That year was extremely rough. I just felt like anxiety was gonna kill me and literally be the death of me. Like the anxiety I was feeling, like literally, like just saying that word, I can think about how I was feeling. I lost so much weight due to my anxiety. I went from I don't remember the last time I weighed myself, but I went from a pretty thick, chunky girl, not chunky because, but thick, to weighing 128. So let's say I was about 145, you know, to 128. And my weight fluctuated after that. Like when I met my boyfriend, I was 136. By the time we were in a relationship, my weight was dropping down to like 130. I was losing a lot of weight until the pandemic hit, and that kind of, you know, got my weight up. But yeah, it was definitely harsh. Give me a second. I need to close this window. I'm cold. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, my weight fluctuated a lot, and what was I gonna say? I'm trying to find a song. What's the name of the song? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I would love to tell girls, be gentle on yourself. Be gentle. Take it easy when it comes to your weight. Ugh. Depressed Teenager. I just wanted to play Just a Girl by No Doubt. Whatever. I just want a background noise. Girls should always be easy and gentle on themselves, especially new mothers. Always take it easy. Oh, that's definitely not what I was talking about. I was talking about anxiety. My mind is literally all over the freaking place, and I cannot help it. Yeah, so my weight fluctuated insanely. And then I got on birth control. That also sent my weight skyrocketing. It also sent me into depression. The way I was feeling on birth control was insane. Mind you, I was on birth control for a couple years, off and on. But this time, when I got back on it, it did me no good. It was terrible to my mental health, to my body, and my overall health. It was my body. Because of my seizures, I can only take maybe on one hand a good amount of birth control without it affecting my seizure medication, you know? So, God, I lost my train of thought. This is so bad. I have brain fog today, and today's the day I choose to make the video. Yeah, so I'm very limited on birth control, but I think my body was rejecting it, and I just felt so terrible and crappy. I remember telling my boyfriend, like, I need to get off of this. This is no good. And it's not like, I was forced by him to get on birth control. We agreed that I got on birth control because I am allergic to latex, and, the condoms he was buying were perfect for me, but they were a tad bit expensive, and I'm like, well, I can just jump right back on birth control. Mind you, my health insurance pays for it. You know, it's one less thing we both have to worry about buying. And within a couple months of being into it, if I can remember properly, I got on birth control February of 2020, and 2020, like maybe July of 2020, maybe August, or on my birthday, I was just like, I need to get off of this. This is this is not good for me. And I remember explaining to him how I felt, and I'm like, I'm depressed. Like, I'm genuinely depressed. I'm not happy. I'm crying. I'm miserable. Like, I'm not in a good place. And he was like, you know, just stop taking it. Because I was taking the pills. And the pill, anyways. Yeah, the pill. And it was terrible. Birth control has so many side effects. I know a lot of girls don't ever have, like, any bad experiences with it. I have, and birth control is not meant for me. I can't. I know a lot of girls use it to help with their weight. A lot of girls use it to help with their acne. A bunch of things. I never had an issue with birth control until this last time. When, I don't even know what's playing. Yeah, until I started, like, feeling crappy. I even had the next blonde. I don't know if you can see the scar. That's my birthmark. Oh, see, that's where it was. And I had it, I think, for, the one I chose was 3 years. I know they do 3, 5, and 10. I had 3 years. Me and my best friend went the same day. Not to the same place, but, same day. She went to her doctor. I went to mine. We also got it removed the same day because we were just in really bad shape. That one caused me to lose weight. I think that was another time where I looked really sick. I wasn't able to hold food down. I was almost hospitalized. I did not look healthy at all. I looked really, really sick. And then I removed, and I remember, like, later on that year having issues with my period. Like, my period was so heavy to the point where I would, like, TMI, I'm sorry. I was on the toilet, and you could hear the blood dripping down from my body into the toilet bowl as if I was peeing. I was bleeding so much for so long that I was buying the thick pads just so I can, like, not leak. I was taking my daughter to pre-K and running back home because I was feeling like there were times where I was waiting for the elevator and I could feel warmth and it's blood dripping down my legs. Like, it was intense. And at that point, I was no longer on the birth control. It had been months and I was just going through it. It was intense. She caught an infection when she took out the birth control, and her health was down spiraling also. Like, we were just a mess together, and we I think at that point we both agreed, like, we don't need to be on this. So our bodies are not reacting well to this. Like, we're not okay. We're gonna end up being extremely sick because of this. Yeah, I recently spoke about, like, telling my way. I remember telling him, like, oh, I'm gonna just get on birth control, and he got upset, and he was like, why? Like, you got off of it for a reason, you know? Like, you got off of it because it wasn't doing good to your body. You weren't feeling well. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Sometimes I think that my period has always been a mess and all over the place. It's not regular. I have a very unregular period, and I think that's why I wanted to get on it. And he was like, no. It wasn't extreme to the point where I should resort to birth control, so I don't know why I did. I'm trying to think of a song. A song. What is happening? Oh god. Oh yeah, also guys, I dyed my hair. Right? But I'm in the process of just lightening it, and I'm trying to do it a much natural way because I refuse to bleach it and damage my curls. It looks really dark right now because it has product in it, but when it doesn't, it's a lot lighter, and my roots are already starting to grow. You know, just love it here. My head hurts so bad, guys. I have, like, the worst migraine in the whole entire world right now. And I think it's a tension headache. I think it's just, like, Just the anxiety and stress of making sure everything comes that I ordered for my daughter's birthday and all of that. And preparing for the trip. Yeah. I haven't been sleeping well. Like, lately, life has seemed so chaotic. So chaotic. But, you know, no matter how chaotic your life may feel, I hope that everyone has a person that they can talk to at the end of the day and, like, I guess not really unload, but just dissect your day with. More of that. More dissect your day with. And someone that can just ease your mind, your soul, everything. Yeah, I feel like I'm one of those people that I let my bad get the best of me. Like, when things are bad, I'm just like, oh, when things are bad, they're bad. And it's because I feed into it. And then I wonder, like, oh, I feel so unhappy. And it's like, yeah, girl, because you're focusing so much on the negative instead of looking at the positive of whatever's happening, that you're just hyper fixated on that. So I do want to work on that more. I do want to post more. I have to get out of this weird mental place I'm in. It's no good for anyone. It's not good for me. It's very, like, eh. Yeah, that's about it, though. But I do hope that, you know, a girl who needs to comes across this video and it helps her feel better, hopefully in that moment or for the day. You know, it would be nice if we had more girl groups. A lot of girls aren't nice. They aren't girl friendly. You know, a lot of girls are mean. And it doesn't matter the age. Once you're a mean girl for life is how I see it. Yeah. I didn't have much friends in high school, and that's just because girls didn't like me. And I love all the females in my life that I have right now. As an adult, I can say that I have a wonderful group of females in my life. And I want that for everyone. Every girl should experience that. Every girl should have a great female best friend, to the point where you feel like you guys are related, you guys are sisters. Like, my best friend, she drives me fucking nuts, but I love that girl to death. To me, that's my sister. No one can tell me different. You know what, we didn't crawl out the same cooch, cool, that's still my sister. And I do want to do a story time on how me and her became best friends, because I think it's funny now. Like, it's kid stuff, it's teenage stuff, you know. Girls need support. Girls need love. Yeah. So, hopefully these videos will feel like that and make up for the lack of girls in your life if you don't have girls. But never feel alone. You're never alone. There's always someone out there going through the same thing as you. And, depending on the situation, that's unfortunate. If you're going through something very dark or very sad or very depressing, it's unfortunate if someone else is in the same shoes as you. But if you're going through something with yourself where you feel like, oh, you know, no one's gonna get me, no one's gonna understand where I'm coming from, there's a person out there that will, because they either experienced it before or they're experiencing it along with you. For the girls that have sisters, be there for your sisters in the best way that you can be. You know, be the sister that you might need if you're the oldest. If you have younger sisters, be there for them, guide them, you know, love them, show them. I mean, obviously your parents are supposed to do that along with you, but as an older sister, if you can be there, be there. I love being there for my sisters, even though they're very independent. They do their own thing. Oh God, I don't even know what's on. Oh, okay, yeah. Just be there. Just be there. Like my little sister, she's 19 and she handles things on her own. She won't say anything until like I ask her or my other sister ask her, and then she'll like talk and vent. But I always want both my sisters to never feel alone. Never feel like you have to go through something by yourself because you can't come to family or you can't go to friends. You have people in your corner, you know. Even though you're whatever age, you still have a village. It takes a village to raise a child, but I also feel like an adult, it takes a village to keep you sane. It does, to have your sanity and not feel like you're losing your mind and your world is ending and the sky's falling like Chicken Little. It takes a village, and everyone should have a village. Girls should have a village. There's so much to being a girl. It comes with so much. It literally comes with so much. And I feel like when a girl's alone and not guided, she can feel overwhelmed. Definitely overwhelmed. And that's depressing. No one should feel alone. Yeah. I wish I can get my thoughts together. I feel like I'm scrambled all over the freaking place. For the most part, I talked on the subjects I wanted to today, and it was that mainly. If, you know, there's more things that you want me to talk more on, I can even talk about my experiences, so it can help or comfort you and realize, you know, oh, she went through something similar. It may not be exactly the same thing you went through, but definitely similar, you know. I hope that whoever's watching this, that you have a wonderful day, or that you did have a wonderful day at whatever time in the day you're watching this. Remember to always have love in your heart. Don't let the world or your experiences make you cold and distant and closed off. It's not beneficial. It's just damaging to you. But yes, so I hope that you guys like and subscribe. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I'm gonna go now.